Hi, my name is Noah, N-O-A. Most of you guys know me from TikTok as Ollie_rats. If you don't know me, hi, it's nice to meet you. If you don't know me, hi, it's nice to see you again. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. As we all know, Valentine's Day is coming up, and obviously when people think about Valentine's Day, they think of flowers and partners and relationships. But I feel like it's important to note that Valentine's Day isn't just about going to a fancy dinner and who receives the most flowers. I feel like the meaning of Valentine's Day gets kind of misconstrued in our current society, and I kind of want to combat that. It's so easy to think of Valentine's Day as a day to have a romantic partner and a day to go out to a fancy dinner with them and buy them flowers. And obviously all of those things are great, and those things are things that somebody who's in a relationship should probably be doing on Valentine's Day. But it's also important to note that Valentine's Day isn't just about showing your partner that you love them, because not everybody has partners. Valentine's Day is about showing yourself and the people around you that you love them, not just romantically, but as people. This is a very difficult concept for a lot of people to wrap their heads around, especially younger teens. I myself am only 18 years old, and this is my first Valentine's Day in like 4 years that I haven't had a partner. And that is okay. So, in honor of Valentine's Day, I'm going to be taking myself out and doing some of my favorite things with myself for Valentine's Day. So I actually have a really cute new outfit that I'm going to put on for this right before I start doing my makeup, so I will be right back with that. Since this is Valentine's Day and we are treating ourselves, make sure you go grab your favorite drink, your favorite snack, and of course, grab a cookie. I'm going to really quickly put my hair back so that way I can do an actual full face. I have a big forehead. Can you guys see that? You can definitely see that. It's pretty hard to miss. Now we're just going to go in with some foundation. I'm going to really quickly do just my normal base. I've done it before in a few other videos if you guys would like to see that. But since it is just a normal base, I'm not really going to be giving much of a tutorial on it, I guess. While I do all of this, I'm going to tell you guys some of my most embarrassing love stories. So when I was in middle school, I had this really big crush on this guy. I think his name was like, it started with a J. It was like Jordan or something like that. And he was like blonde and he had like these nice blue eyes, and I had the biggest crush on him, okay? And one day I was like, I'm going to shoot my shot. And so I pull him, we're at lunch, and at lunch we have like recess, okay? And I pull him to the furthest corner of the court to a really far off tree. I pull out my phone and I put on "Girl, You Make Me Shy." And I start singing it to him. Yep. So there's this little 12-year-old singing this other little 12-year-old, "Girl, you make me shy, shy, shy. You make me wanna lose my mind." Let's just say we did not end up dating. He said he was very not interested, and he actually had a girlfriend. But he told me that I had a really good singing voice. So a win is a win. I'm also gonna tell some sad stories too. I feel like I can't just keep it all funny. I have to be realistic about this. So in 5th grade, I had a really big crush on this kid named Juan Carlos. And obviously Valentine's Day is rolling around. And my teacher's like, okay guys, if you're gonna bring any presents for Valentine's Day, make sure you bring enough for the whole class. I didn't listen. My little love-struck 5th grader heart didn't listen. I think it was either 5th grade or 4th grade. And I go to the store and I buy everybody little Valentine's Day grams. And I buy him a bigger box of chocolates and a stuffed animal. I think I bought him a stuffed animal, I don't remember. And obviously my teacher was upset at me, but she still let me give it to him. And she was like, don't let this happen again, blah, blah, blah. And then after another couple of days, he comes up to me and he gives me a stuffed animal and he's like, hey, sorry I didn't really get you anything for Valentine's Day. And then we ended up like not talking really, because we didn't really know what to do after that. We were like 5th grade, 4th grade. We were just like, okay, what now? Anyway, like a year passes and I'm in 5th grade now. Pretty sure this all went down in 4th grade, but now I'm in 5th grade. And I'm on like WhatsApp or something, and he adds me on WhatsApp, and I think I'm so cool because he told me that he didn't like me. I think I'm so cool for sending him a middle finger. I sent him a selfie going middle finger. And he was just like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't like you, so I'm sending you the middle finger because I don't like you. And he goes, okay, well then just unadd me. I didn't think about that. And then in 5th grade, I ended up going to a different school. And this is gross. I'm still mad about this. I'm still mad. I experienced the audacity of people at a very young age. Okay? Very young age. So I'm in 5th grade now. And there's this kid named Alberto. I have a crush on his friend, his best friend, AJ. Okay, Alberto and AJ. I have the biggest crush on his friend. And then I find out, or Alberto comes up to me one day and he's like, hey, I have a crush on you. And mind you, nobody had ever sincerely told me that they had a crush on me. I'd only ever been told, oh, I have a crush on you, by people who were like trying to make fun of me. So obviously I'm like, whoa. That can happen, you know? And of course, even though I had a crush on his friend, I was like, he's never gonna like me. I'll take what I can get. We set some ground rules because we're in 5th grade, but we understand boundaries. I'm telling Alberto, I'm okay with like hugging and like holding hands and stuff, but I think kissing is gross, so please don't kiss me. And he's like, okay, I understand that. Kissing is kind of gross. So we both mutually agreed that kissing is gross and we don't want to do it. That day, after recess, we're all coming back inside, and the bell was about to ring for us to finally go home. And we all have to go to our cubbies to grab our backpacks. Alberto comes with me because he's my boyfriend of 2 hours. And he comes up to me, and he's like, hey, guess what? And I'm like, what? And he kisses me. Ewy, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't kiss somebody after they tell you not to kiss them. That's kind of weird and that's kind of gross. Don't do that. Yeah, so then I was like, oh, I'm breaking up with you, because what the flip was that? Yeah, so we didn't really last very long, and then everybody freaking was mad at me for that. Everybody was mad at me for breaking up with him for disrespecting my boundaries. I then became a people pleaser. Do with that what you will. Anyway, a couple of days ended up passing, and Alberto's best friend, AJ, comes up to me. He's like, hey, I'm really sorry about Alberto. I heard what he did, and I'm not friends with him anymore. I see you. I bet bro is 6'3" and hates periods. Like 8, okay? And so we start talking. And we're in science at this point. He comes up to me and he goes, also, I know that like Alberto dated you and he was like my best friend, but I really like you. Score. Obviously, I'm like, okay, what the flip? 2 men have a crush on me? This is unheard of. And so obviously I'm like, whoa, can I tell you something? And he's like, what? And I go, actually, I never really liked Alberto. I had a crush on you. Little Miss Ma'am was a player, okay? She had the game locked down from like, how old are you in 5th grade? 7? She knew what she was doing from a young age. I need to go to her for advice, honestly, because I don't know what I'm doing now. But we end up dating and we end up playing Minecraft and stuff together. And then one day he comes up to me and he's like, hey, can we talk? I'm like, what's up? And he goes, if you ever break up with me, I'm gonna break your arms. We actually ended up talking about this a couple years later, which was just a couple years ago, actually. And yeah, no, he was just scared that I was gonna break up with him. Don't know why, because I was like absolutely obsessed with him. I guess I've always been like that. And then I ended up moving. And I was super scared to tell him that I was gonna move because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell him that I'm moving and that I have to break up with him and he's gonna break my arms. He didn't break my arms. He was just like, okay. He actually was really sweet. He was a really good boyfriend for a boyfriend that was in 5th grade. He would like lift me up and princess twirl me and all kinds of stuff. It was super, super cute. We got in trouble a lot for PDA, but it's 5th grade. Who cares? I don't know what is with me and AJ's, but I ended up having the fattest crush on another AJ just a couple years later. I ended up moving across the country and I was in choir. I remember meeting this kid who was also named AJ, but I ended up having a crush on him, and me and him became literally best friends. And then one day we hang out at his house and he did jujitsu. I really hope he doesn't see this. I don't think he will. And he was showing me jujitsu tricks. Mind you, it's a couple little 12-year-olds doing jujitsu. He's just showing me what he was learning because he thought it was cool. And I thought it was cool. Not really. I just wanted to be interested in it because he was interested in it. I'm letting him show me all these jujitsu moves. And he is like on top of me. And not like that, you weirdos. We were 12. His sister walks in. Hey guys, dinner is... Dinner's ready. Walks right back out. We go downstairs, we're both like, oh my gosh, this is so awkward, like this is so crazy. Like, oh no, like what are we gonna do? They were all like, oh my gosh, they were making out. His mom was super sweet though. I love his family. His family was so nice. But yeah, I ended up moving again back to the state that I had just moved away from, there was this kid named Hunter, and my mom loved Hunter. This was around my birthday, and my mom invites Hunter and his family over. And my mom's like, oh, but he's so cute, he's so cute. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, he is so cute, so don't ruin this for me, Mom. And mind you, I'm starting to become like a sassy little 13-year-old who like, like, this is mine, like, get away. Like, I'm starting to backtalk at this age. And we invite Hunter and his family over, and he comes into my room, and we're just chilling. And then later that day when they're leaving, he gets into the car, and my mom grabs me by the shirt and starts dragging me to the, full-on dragging me to the car. Kiss him, kiss him, kiss him, kiss him. Girl, that is not happening. That is not happening. Please do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. And then that interaction completely killed ever dating Hunter in my mind because of that. So thank you, Mom. Thanks, Mom. And then I moved back to the state that I'm currently in, and all of the COVID stuff went down. Anyways, I dated a couple of different people throughout high school. I've had girlfriends and I've had boyfriends and all kinds of stuff. And then we get to junior year. We end up going to prom together. He never actually asked me to prom, and he knew that I've always wanted a really big promposal. I've always just loved them, and I've always wanted one. I've always dreamed of that moment ever since I was a little kid. I've always wanted one. Does not ask me to prom. We just kind of decide that we're going together. We get to prom, and he tells me, oh, I don't dance. So I'm just like, oh, okay, well then I'm gonna go get food. And then I proceed to see him and one of my best friends that set us up dancing. We did not last very long after that. We ended up breaking up after that because we just could not see eye to eye on the situation. He was telling me that it wasn't cheating. I'm telling him, dude, you danced with one of my best friends at prom after telling me that you can't dance or that you don't dance. This isn't adding up. Moral of the story is, it doesn't matter if you date when you're younger or when you're older. You're gonna have bad experiences and it's gonna suck. And you're gonna have good experiences and it's gonna be great. I'm still waiting for the good experiences. And I'm 18, you know, but that doesn't mean that I need to rush towards it. And I understand. And I feel like there's a lot of people who feel like that, like who feel like, especially in this day and age, relationships are so everywhere. They're so in your face. It feels like you need to have it. You don't need it. And that's something that I've had to learn, and I still struggle with. I still struggle with it because honestly, you'll still see me going outside and being like, okay, I have to look good just in case I meet like my future husband or like whatever. And that's a really unhealthy outlook on life, and that's something that I'm really needing to work on. And I'm working on it. This is how I'm working on that. Showing that I can love myself and not make my entire life revolve around the idea of a partner, which is also super hypocritical because I just met this guy at Petco the other day and I'm fully convinced that we're gonna get married one day. I'm kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke. But, you know, it's hard. It's hard to be single, especially when you're young and it feels like everybody around you has partners. But honestly, all you can really do is give it time. It's easy to get so caught up in the fact and the idea of relationships that you tend to forget the other important things in life, the other important relationships. Having a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner doesn't necessarily matter if you don't have friends and people around you that you care about. You can focus on getting a partner all you want, but if you don't focus on the relationships that you do have with your friends, you're gonna lose it. And this even comes with the territory of having a partner. When you have a partner, make sure to set aside time for your friends. Don't just spend every waking day of your life with your partner. That's an issue that I've had before with exes where we'll spend every waking moment that we can get with each other to the point to where we're dependent on each other and we're reliant on each other to survive. That's not how relationships should be. And I feel like when you go into relationships and you go into dating with the idea of it's going to be so perfect and it's going to be so great and we're going to spend so much time together and we're going to do all of these things with one another, that's when you end up putting yourself in unhealthy relationships and unhealthy situations. You really just need to take a step back and be your own people outside of relationships. That's one of the only things that me and the boyfriend that danced with my best friend at prom, that's one of the only things that we had right, was being our own people outside of our relationships. And always make sure to set boundaries when going into a relationship. Because obviously sometimes things change and things grow, but if you go into a relationship without understanding each other and not having a full understanding of your guys' boundaries, that's how you get into sticky situations where you're stepping all over each other and you don't even realize it. And that just builds up frustration in a sense, and it gets really difficult to hold and stand your ground against one another. Obviously, I'm not the best person in the world to be giving relationship advice because I've never really been in a relationship that lasted. But I'm also only 18 years old. I have so much more life to live, so many more things to experience, both good and bad. And that's something that I feel like a lot of people really need to learn and understand. Like, would I kill to have a partner that I can watch La La Land with, who will sing all the songs with me and learn the dances and just have fun with it? Absolutely. It's also important to realize that that love that I want to experience, I can't fully experience and trust if I don't love myself. And I do love myself. Some days it's just a little bit more difficult than others. But I'm still here, you know? And so are you. No matter what you think, no matter how you really see it, you are always loved by somebody. Remember to take your meds, remember to drink water, of course, finish your cookie. If it is your birthday, happy birthday. If it was your birthday, happy birthday. If it will be your birthday, happy birthday. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.